Welcome back, guys, to From Football to Football. Today I'm joined by Andrea Pisanu, UEFA Pro coach, former Serie A footballer, former Montreal Impact player, former head coach in Malta, and now co-founder of MAB Sport Management, where he focuses on leadership, communication, and human performance. Andrea has experienced football from almost every angle imaginable, and today we're going to explore what football has taught him about leadership, people, and performance. Andrea, great to have you on today, mate.
Hello, thank you for calling. Thank you, Mike.
Well, mate, it's great to have you here, man, and thank you for the time you're giving us today.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure for me.
You're a legend, mate. Well, when I was researching your career, let's start here at the beginning a little bit. One thing that really stood out was that football has basically been your entire life. So you made your Serie A debut at just 16 years old against Juventus of all teams. So, man, what do you remember from that day?
Everything.
Oh, wow.
Yes, for sure, everything because it has been something amazing. If I close my eyes, I can smell the grass of the stadium. I can really recognize the face of all the player. I really can feel everything, even the emotional part when the coach called me and told me start to do warm up and everything, and especially because. As you say, I was a child because 16, you're a child, and for me, it was like touch the sky with one finger because playing Serie A, playing Torino, play with is already passed because it was 20 September 1998. And there was the amazing player on the Juventus. In a guy in a child like me was like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I remember, as I say, I remember everything because it's a milestone for me in my career. I really keep on my heart,
Oh,
and so it's already a long time ago.
wow.
But the feeling, the remember is still there.
That's so amazing, mate. That is so beautiful. It's just incredible because when you were playing in the Serie A during that time as well, that was in my opinion, it was the strongest league in the world at that time. It was so good, like amazing. Did you ever feel pressure at that age, or at that age were you just simply enjoying the experience?
So okay, now
Yeah.
it's nice. The great question because uh, I didn't have a pressure
Yeah.
or better. When I play, I never felt the pressure.
Yeah.
The pressure is mean when you play in a big stadium like it's okay Juventus or Milan or whatever. I never had this kind of pressure, but I put pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And especially when I was young, when all the environment put you in a position where you recognize yourself that you are good,
Yeah.
that you are that you can really do something great. You start to feel pressure on yourself
Yeah.
because I burn some what's his mean some moment because I start to do the first bench on with the Cagliari with 15. I start to do the pre-season with the Serie A with 16, and to be honest, when you have 16, sometimes it's good that you don't understand what's happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go just okay, go and play.
100%.
Uh, but at the time, I had already a mentality that the big person, you know what I mean? So you have to go to sleep at the time. You prepare everything yourself. You have to be take care of your body. This, and to be honest, now I can tell you maybe sometime even too much. Maybe sometimes even too much, but now after 25 years, I recognize myself what I really am. At the time, it was good for me. It was good, but at the time, for me, be focused 100% of the football to the details and everything was normal,
Yeah.
but it's our life as well
Wow.
because because it's not easy, and this has happened of time to the player, to the ex player, to the coach.
No.
You are too much focus, then this good, but there is also you have to find something of to be light. You know what I mean? Sometimes otherwise the weight is too much.
Dude, good answer. Because, like, yeah, I think, and the word I'm thinking of as well that comes to my mind is a bit of perspective. Like that, this is not the world. You know, there is more. You know, outside of this, it's not. You will not die if you don't have a good game. You know, things like this, right? It's, mate, that's beautiful. And there's something when I was researching you, Andrea, that really touched me, and I'd read that you said somewhere that before the Parma Milan game, after everything you had gone through with injuries and your setbacks, you actually cried before this game. Can you tell us this story? Because this is really, wow. It's heavy, man. It's good.
Yes, and this is a very in relationship of what's happened the 20 September 1998 because I played my first game in Serie A. That year I played another game, and but suddenly I start to have a injury, and slowly, even maybe sometime for my choose about I prefer to go to play there to go to the other side, and then sometimes the thing happen, and you have just to face what's happened. So before to play another game in Serie A is past 5 or 6 years. I had amazing experience because play for Siena, I win the league when I was 16 in Serie C. That at the time Serie C was the young player must to go there because it was a very tough league. So to pass 1 year there, I really grow up as a person. It was the first time you move without family. You go outside of your comfort zone. You have to take care of yourself, but not just okay. I'm in another club, another city. No, but you have to do it something. So you have to cook yourself. You have to drive yourself and everything. Then I moved to Verona, and Verona, to be honest, it was a very important club for me because Verona really live football. I love the people. It's so tough because they love the team because there is a big history. Verona is the last small team to win the league in the 85, and the people they put a lot of pressure. And but then from 100 from play Serie A and have a lot of expectations also to myself. Slowly you play Serie B, then you play Serie B, then I move again to Serie C in Varese. I had a very bad year because there you start to see that the football was just a Disneyland in terms of that the Serie A is amazing. The Serie A, you have everything, the Serie A, you have the stadium, you have the Serie A, you have everything perfect, they play in time, blah, blah, blah. But in Serie C, there are a lot of problems because you have a problem of the salary, you have a problem of the pitch, you have a problem of because in Serie C, everyone want to move in Serie A to gain more money, because they're a family. So there was a completely different world, and fortunately, I did this adventure. Then when I come back to Parma, and at the time in Parma, I didn't come back because I was the best player of the Serie C. I come back because Parma at the time had a big problem of financial problem. It was the fancy crack. They have to start with a young player that was young, was prospective, very good, and they don't get a lot of money.
Yeah.
Even that one,
Yeah, exactly.
So I remember when my agent called me and say, okay, listen, Andrea, we have an opportunity to go to Parma. I was in Serie C a Varese. I had to come back in Verona. E io, cazzo, yes, nice, oh, very good, yes, but for half a salary. So I say, please repeat. For half a salary because Parma, blah, 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 this problem. And I remember he told me, listen, you have 2 hours because I'm Milan in calciomercato, in the market. You have 2 hours, you have to tell me, I go half salary or not. I get 2 hours, but then I felt a voice inside of me and say, "Listen, Andrea, this is what you have now.
Yeah.
You don't know what's can happen,
Yeah.
but can happen nothing, but can happen everything."
Yeah.
And I say, yes, I move. The first 2 months, I was really a young guys on the side, work hard and everything. Then slowly, with my resilience, I played the first game with the Milan, and I remember come back to home. I start to cry, not because I play with the Milan or we play Serie A again, but in my mind was something. Okay, Andrea, now you get back everything.
Wow. Wow. What a
It was
story,
like a
brother.
close, you
Yeah,
close
you
a
close the
circle.
circle. Man, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking you just closed the circle, man, because literally you did, like, the way I feel it is you did your apprenticeship in the Series C, man. You really did your apprenticeship, right? Like that was hard, man. Like you said, not just on the field, but off the field. There's so much going on. It's really cutthroat, you know. And then, man, you managed to join Parma for half the salary, which was a tough decision in itself, but for the potential opportunity that it took. So after that Milan game, it's like, did you feel like I've made the right decision, even with the half salary after the Milan game? Yeah.
At the end,
Yeah.
you can say, okay, was the right decision
Yeah.
because I get everything.
Yeah.
I
Looking
get
back.
everything. The Serie A, I get everything. The money, I get everything. Even myself,
Yeah.
I did this kind of career.
Wow.
But that moment was, if you think rationally, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. 100%.
Wow,
That,
wasn't easy. But I sound I am man that now that I teach this, try to do it because the regrets are worse because you can never know what's can happen to the other side of your comfort zone. You know what you can be. Sometimes you can imagine what you can be, but you have to do something to show it. And there is no one that maybe there is someone that help me to do one step or to the other step. But if you if you are really focused, it's not about the other, it's about myself. Because if I really want something, I would like, in my course, I would like to say, if you really want something, for sure, start to do action, start to do believe, and in your path, you'll find someone that help you. Then we can say, okay, I'm very lucky because I find this guy as the coach, but it's something me that I did something for being this situation.
dude.
So uh, it's only just the other side of the fear.
Mate, we have an expression exactly which is summing up what you say in English. We say, the gods help those that help themselves. So basically,
Exactly.
first you need to help yourself, and then the opportunities will come. And it looks like luck, but it's not. Exactly, bro. Hey, that was beautiful, man. That was so good. Okay, long before the MLS became what it is today, with Messi and Beckham and all these things, you made that move to Montreal. What was like the reality of North American football back then? How was US football?
What It was one of the best experience of my life,
Wow.
and especially because how you say, it wasn't the MLS of now.
Yeah, now.
It was a different MLS.
Yeah.
Was already very good
Yeah.
in term of organization and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
but wasn't like this. But I remember that at the beginning was a little bit not shock,
Yeah.
little bit fun because when you come from a country or a league like a Serie A, that you have to go the Saturday, you have to be focused there, blah, da, da. I remember the first game we play in Seattle,
Yeah.
and we did the Seattle and Portland because in Montreal was too hot,
Yeah.
too cold, sorry.
Too cold.
And okay, start the program, and we are Italian, we are for Italian, no? And we read, okay, training, and then training the day after, free. Just sign if you want to stay in the hotel or nothing. And say, what?
What?
So we can have our normal week, but away. I say amazing. And and it was strange at the beginning because you have the resistance of about the habits, you know,
Of
the
course.
habits in Italy like this. When you start to break some habits, you don't feel comfortable. But then I say, "Man, there is no problem. Cioè, this is is really what I enjoy in the USA because you can be a professional, but enjoy what we are doing. Because I tell you something, and then for sure, if you go to interview someone that play at a high level, he tell the same. Sometime in now I talk in Italy in Serie A because in Serie A, when you win a game, it's not just to enjoy to win a game. It's just okay, I relax.
Yeah. Yes. Mm.
I don't know the right expression
Oh
in
my God.
English,
Relief.
but in Italian
Relief
we say,
almost. Yeah.
I'm not happy because I win. I'm okay because it's pass.
Dude, I 100% know what you're talking about. This is the feeling is you're relieved that it's finished and that you did not lose. You're just relieved. Like there is no level of happiness you can reach. You can just be disappointed or relieved. That's basically the two
It's
emotions. Yeah. Oh wow. You've put that into words so well, man. I've thought that in the past, and but you've said it. Wah, that's perfect, Andrea. So good. I want to talk now about Malta because looking at your career, Malta seems to have become a very important chapter. You played there, you coached there, and spent almost a decade in Malta. So, why did this country become such a special place in your life?
First of all, because when I come back to Italy, I was staying in Italy. I was try different country because playing in USA, in Montreal, Canada, is open my mind. I always open to know some different culture, some different place. I like to travel because I think that just to see different point of view, you can be more open to the changement. You know what's mean? Because otherwise you think this is what we I have is the right, but no. If you open your mind, there is a world completely different. And I decided to go to Malta first of all because it was a country that they talk in English. And for me, it was important for myself, but for my kids as well, uh, because it was like something like a gift, you know. If my daughter is 16, is already talk four languages, for example. My son 13 already talk three. For me, it's a gift. The second one was very close to Italy, so in 1 hour and 1 hour and a half, I I I I can get a fly, I come back, and to be honest, also the level wasn't so too high because last season I had already big problem of my knee. I had some surgery on my knee, so I wasn't the same player of 10 years before. And it was amazing experience because then there I changed a little bit my mind about to be more focused, not just to myself but to the other. I try to explain better. When you feel when you are in the golden hour, the golden hour, so you feel so strong. You know, strong. I just think about everything myself. I can dominate on the pitch. I can do whatever. When you start to be, you know, that the guys of 20 start to pass you like this, you have to take care more of your teammates or the environment because maybe they when where I cannot arrive they can arrive, so I can be the leader of them to achieve something different. So they change completely my mind. I already have the focus on the people to understand the people, but there I say okay, try to put more focus on what can I do for the other, no what they can do for me, because this is the expression that we use when you do some course of leadership. The leader is not who ask what he can do for me, what can do for them.
Yeah. Yeah. like the old JFK speech, right? That's how he got the American people going. What not what American can do for you, what can you do for America? That worked fantastically well for him. And speaking about leadership, this is a great segue for me, man, because there was a phrase in an interview you did in the past, which was people aren't managed, they are developed. I love this phrase, man. So can you please, what does this mean exactly? People aren't managed, they're developed.
I think that most of the people he doesn't understand really what does mean leadership, because most of the people think the leadership is had a power, is that a position, or is that nothing. Leadership is not about yourself, it's about the other. And when I listen someone that say no, because we used to do it, everyone, we have to manage this group, we have to manage this situation. But I say, when we talk about the people, human, we cannot talk about manager, because the storage, the supermarket, you must be managed, because they don't have the emotional part, the emotional feeling, and then you have just to keep in order, or you have just to keep in exactly how they say, how they are, and that's it. But the people must to be developed. The people, you have to bring the people to be a better version of themselves. If you manage just the people, it means say, okay, you are in the point A, you are like this, and in 10 years you stay like this. No, the people must to be evolve, must to be different, for sure. But even in 1 year, maybe one season, and the greatest coach change a life in 6 months, but because they develop the people, not they manage the people.
Wow. Wow. Man, I love this. I love this. I'm writing these things down because it's just bringing something to my mind right now. You just said something I read the other day. I know Jose Mourinho now is the coach of Madrid. And they said the first task Mourinho has is to manage the egos, to manage the egos. And I'm thinking, now you've said that to me. I'm thinking, no, it's really developing them, helping them evolve into better people, right? Like people that do things for the team, that respect each other, that want to grow, So,
Exactly,
it sounds so much more positive,
exactly.
doesn't it? Oh, yeah.
And this one, you can do it just if you really take care of the person
Yeah.
before the player. It's mean that if you start to understand how he's the person, you can go in connection with him, because the people that work in a company, in a club, whatever, they what they want. Most of the time, I say this to challenge the other coach, or the people that do the course. What do you think that the people that work with you want from you, to the leader? Basically, four things. One is about when they do something good, they like to hear bravo,
Yeah.
very good, good job,
Encouragement.
because this, but not because it's normal, because it's the brain, because it's something chemical they call the dopamine.
Yeah,
If
dopamine.
you want something, if I tell you very good, good work, what you do? You try to do your best to again, 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 again.
Exactly. Oof.
The second one, they want to be recognized as a person. Okay, I'm Andrea Pisanu, and I play soccer, but Andrea Pisanu, I have a family, I have a dream, I have a problem, I have blah blah blah. If you don't know if Andrea Pisano had a problem of my child or my wife, where I live, and doesn't mean to be very friend close, but this is mean to have a true interest about the person, and the player, they start to feeling. They start to feeling. For example, I do an example, simple example. Carlo Ancelotti is amazing coach. Maybe he's not the best coach tactical in the world,
Yeah.
but he's the best coach about the people.
100%. 100%. Man, I just finished reading his book, and he literally has the same philosophy as you. He's like, players are people first, and they're players second. People first, and this is it, man. And something you said made me think about another quote. I'm thinking of a famous person, Este from the makeup. She was a founder, and she's very successful, but her way of dealing with people as a leader is she imagines everyone she talks to has a sign on their forehead that says, "Make me feel important." And it's like this is so true, man. Everybody wants to. Yeah, it's really good, man. Oh man, I love this. Okay, so in a past interview, man, you said that retiring leaves a huge void. So we're going off the playing career now, because you're searching for something that can replace the emotions of playing. Oh my God, this is tough, isn't it? How difficult was that transition for you, man?
If some players start to do this approach, is a very big problem, because when you stop to play, and especially if you play a high level, and you realize you achieve your really dream, it's mean that everyone, we have a dream, okay, but for a kids that won't really play in Serie A, when you achieve this dream, there is nothing over. Above, there is nothing. It's like to be when you go to swim and there is the ocean, there is the surface, and then nothing. Okay, so you achieve the amazing, what the best. Then what's happened? That you stop to play because the age start, everyone become older, and you start to find something that give you the same feeling and emotion. It is impossible, because or you get the DeLorean and come back to the future, and you cannot.
No.
We cannot buy the time. Otherwise, you have just to accept that, and this is what's happened to me. They helped me because I was, mm, I crashed myself because it's not easy. Start to understand that, okay, all the emotion, all the feeling, everything what you achieve. If I close my eyes, I can I can remember clearly, like yesterday.
Yeah.
But now is I have to find another way, another in Italy we say another scope, or another something that really then you want to wake up in the morning and you feel, because otherwise become a problem. A lot of players help a lot of players that had this problem, because they don't really realize what can I do, what's the next, and now they start to is like they still on the back. They still close to the feeling of the play. No, this is finished. This is finished. Invent a new life. Find another thing that you are good, because for sure you find something that you are good. Something that you fire your heart. I don't know. Can be whatever.
Man, this is so good. It's something you can be proud of now instead of just being proud of the things you did in the past, right? Because what you're doing with leadership now, Andrea, you should be like, mate, the way you're speaking is fantastic, dude. This is something you can be proud of now, man. Look, man, you were talking about Malta before, and the fact that, the prime reason really for going there in the beginning was English, really. It was a big reason, right? And you've worked across Italy, Canada, North America, Malta. Where has English been most important in your football career?
For sure, I have to say in Canada, because okay, the official language, but also I have to say in Malta, because when I start, especially when I start to coach, I'm a person that I don't like it that the other. I said before, I don't want to talk in Italian. The other have to try to understand me. I have to try understand the other. So it's something also a respect for the country, for the player that work for me. So I have to try to understand the other. But this is me. I remember we had a fantastic at the time one year we had a fantastic physical trainer, and it was from Venezuela. From Venezuela, he didn't speak one word in English,
Wow.
but was good. But was good because uh, I saw him was good. What he proposed was good, but was struggling in English. So what I did, I start to get some Spanish lesson because I want to help him, because you have to do something that the other people fill up.
Yeah.
The other people say, "Cazzo, this is guys is trying to do something for me." And in Malta, I did even the course of UEFA and everything. They did in English, and I want to do in English. My thesis was in English because I have to put myself in a discomfort zone, because always when you go out this comfort zone, there is the growth.
Yeah. Mate, you're absolutely right. It's uncomfortable, but there is growth. Exactly right. And man, what you just said about, I can't think of many ways, better ways to show someone that you care about them and you want a good relationship with them than trying to learn their language and just
Exactly.
making an effort. That's beautiful, man. If there was one thing, this is a difficult question, perhaps, one thing you would like to change about modern football culture, what would it be?
Um,
Yeah.
so modern football at the moment, I don't like. To be honest, I don't like what's happened after around, and especially. Uh, okay, stop.
Yeah.
I try to explain better,
Yeah.
because I don't think that in at my time, I'm not like a person that in my time was
Yeah.
better, was no, because the change, the football is change, and we have to adapt.
Exactly.
We have to adapt on what's happened, even to the young player, because a lot of coaches say no, the player are not like before. Is bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry, bullshit,
That's right.
because it's just different, because they have different instrument, they have different tools, they different technologies, they are faster than us, because now they are faster. Maybe what can I say? They don't have the spirit of resilience. Spirit of resilience is mean that stay on the discomfort zone a lot of time. Now, if they can, they change everything
Yeah.
immediately. Okay, I don't play in this game, in this club. I'm gonna change. I don't like this. I'm gonna change. Maybe we have just to learn not how to change these guys, but how to communicate with them.
Wow.
And sometimes even the environment that I talk about, the society that we work, they push to the other side. They push that you can have everything immediately.
Yeah.
You don't need to sacrifice yourself to achieve something, because you can have. We cannot change this, but we can understand better what the young are thinking,
Mate,
and maybe to a little bit
this is great, man. And I feel like with the society we have, thanks to social media, Instagram, instant gratification, patience is something we don't have. Like, and the best things are built over time. They're built with patience, with growth, but we don't give it time nowadays. It's just hard,
of that.
man.
Exactly.
Far out.
Most of the young player, I work with the young player, even the medium player, and they cannot understand. And when I say this one, they become a little bit shocked. We go a little bit in crash, because I say, "Are you ready to put everything on the table, to do the extra effort, not to arrive, to maybe have a chance?"
Yeah.
That is different. Because if I tell you, do this, and you achieve, okay, I can do it. But if I tell you, try to do this, but you are not sure to achieve, just to try, change everything.
Wow.
So, là there is the first screaming, to the player that they really want, and to the other that say, okay, it's enough like this.
Wow, that's powerful, man. That was powerful. That got me, man. That really got me. I 100% agree with that. Yeah, if you give someone assurances, this will get you from A to B. Yeah, of course, it's easy to have that, but have the faith that maybe, and even if it doesn't, work Are you willing to? Wow, that was good. That was good, man. Look, you mentioned at the moment, obviously, I mentioned at the beginning, you're the co-founder of MAB Sport Management. You've focused a lot now on helping people with leadership, things like this. I also heard, though, correct me if I'm wrong, that if the right opportunity came along, you could see yourself returning to football in a staff role. So why does that appeal to you more than being perhaps the head coach, for example? Like, what do you feel about this? Why would you like to do this?
I think that even the way of the coaching staff are changed. If before 25 years ago, it was more focused on the specific something on the tactical that
Yeah.
you need to have.
Yeah.
But I think that now in the coaching staff must be a person that really understand what's happened around. Because when I see the coaching staff in my way, the coach, the coach is just there is a team inside the team, because you can say, okay, the coach is more. You cannot say the coach is more important than the assistant. You know what's
Yeah.
because okay, the coach put his face. The coach for sure is the last word. The coach, but the coach must to be really like a leader. You have to delegate. You have to be empathic. You have to coach the other and put some different personality, and especially a person who I call the mental performer. The mental performance is a person that start to feeling what's happening, and what can happen.
Mm.
Because the player, I'm very good in this one, but not because I'm very good Andrea Pisanu, because maybe I study, or maybe I have, side of me, something like this. I have this sensitivity of this. But okay, coach, you have to talk with this player, but you see what's in this player, because this player, also the body language. If you understand the body language, you can get a lot of information. If you talk with the player, you can get a lot of information, and maybe you can negotiate, because most of the time it's always about the negotiation, because the player wants something,
Yeah.
the coach wants something. Where can I find an according?
Exactly. Oh, that's good. That's
An
good.
according between the coach, the coaching staff and the player, but also an according between the player and the group, between the player and the entire of the club.
Wow. Wow, man, I've never heard that explained like that in my life. That was great. So coaching players is like a negotiation to come to an agreement between those two parties. This is crazy. Yeah, that's so good. I'm going to be replaying that in my head a lot, mate. Thank you so much, Andrea. This is such a damn good interview, man. I have to wrap up soon, but I want to keep going. So I want to ask you just two more questions, and one is this: if a young coach is listening right now, or even a young player, obviously, and wants to build a successful career in football, what should they focus on the most?
To understand people. I'm sure now. Maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago, I say, okay, the tactical. You show that you are very good in this, but the people, you have to understand that the people don't do just because you have the position. The position is just the first part. Okay, I get a team, I go there and say, okay, Mark, do this. You do it. Yes, but not because I have the position. Because maybe I can tell you, okay, you don't play, or you do this, or change team. You do just like this.
Yeah.
But the second step is, Mark, they do because he want to do it. And this is about the consensus. It's about that they really recognize me. Okay, I want to do it because I believe in these guys. So to the young coach, I say, study the Gen Z, study the communication, study the approach of leadership, study emotional intelligence. Because also this, because if you can start to understand what kind of emotion is coming to the mind of your player, you anticipate everything, and you give a big help, and the people trust on you.
Yes.
The tactical, it's okay, you like tactical, but nowadays we know that if I go to internet and I download I like Guardiola, I download the first training session to the last one.
Yeah.
And I can go copy and do it. But doesn't work like this.
No, you're so right. Mate, you are so right. I agree with you so much. Like, and especially off camera before this started, you said a really interesting thing to me. You said it's 70% mindset football. You really think that now, 70% mindset. Now, is this because like basically everyone nowadays, has the access to have great nutrition, great training, great technique? They're all the elite players are all at that level. But what really separates those players that are just that much better, or that have the longer careers, or the coaches that just are that little bit more special? This is the mindset. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because if you think that everyone have the best physical training,
Yeah.
everyone have the best set piece coach,
Yeah.
we are at the level like this.
Yeah.
What's the difference? The difference is the human skill.
Yeah, mate.
That's it.
Yeah, this is so good. And one more thing I wanted to mention, it'd be amiss to not mention before off camera as well. You mentioned something which was great, which is the approach I've always seemed to have with my coaches in my career, that you win a game, the players are happy, you're celebrating in the changing room, and the coach comes in, and the coach is trying to keep your like feet on the ground, I guess, you keep you down to earth, and he says, "Look, guys, it was a good game, but," and then it starts. But this wasn't good. We need to work on this. This is another problem. And then they start going through the problems. And little by little, the players start, geez, we got to come down. We got to come down. Now, you were saying, like, what is your approach to this? Do you think this is a good approach?
I completely changed my approach when I stopped to play. Because when I stopped to play, I did not when I stopped to play. When I was a player, I used to do it on myself. I remember, and this is I link this because it's a big example.
Please.
We play in Milan versus AC Milan, and we did the 1-1. Okay, so 1-1. I remember the game because I play an amazing game. Score Sedorf, and then I score to San Siro. Cioè, score to San Siro was amazing, no? Come back home, and I was very happy, but I start to put down this happen. I say, okay, Andrea, okay, nice, cazzo. Andrea, he scored San Siro. San Siro is the dream of the player. But inside my voice, I say, no, stay, fly down, fly down, fly down. When I stop to play, I recognize that this was not good. And I say, but to think how many situations I had on my career that I have to be proud, I have to enjoy, but instead of enjoy the moment, I cover. Cazzo, I don't want to do it with my player because when I find some player some coach that he told me, Cazzo, you are happy, we want, we are happy, the enthusiasm start to go up, and you have more. You don't feel that you are tired. The day after, you have big power and everything. I say, but why the coach want to do like this? They think that is something for the player to keep the
Humble, modest.
little bit doubt,
Yeah.
but they do for themselves. They do for themselves, and when you start to using these tactics with strategy, what you can do is you generate two things. One, a team that always think a little bit less.
Yeah.
Good, but it's not enough. Bad is very bad. Not you start to put this mentality. Or the second one, if you are a coach that you never say great, good, you always say but, even if there are some words that you will never say.
Yeah.
The player start to don't have emotion. When you talk at the beginning of the game, maybe when you talk, the player don't feel nothing because they don't feel emotion, because they start to know that even if I good something something very very amazing, he say okay good, but I don't have emotion. So move this is advice that I'm gonna do with the coach. Do the way around. Start to be happy. Start to show what they very good they did. Uh, doesn't mean that enthusiasm, because the people say enthusiasm and enthusiasm is mean no focus.
Yeah.
True? It's not true. Happiness is mean no focus. When the player to the training ground during the session enjoy the training session, it's mean that they are not focused. The people think this, but it's not true.
No.
You can be happy and work hard. You can be very enthusiastic and work hard. Why you can? But this is like a sort of paradigm that the society when we grow up depend of you live, depend of the environment, depend on a lot of things. But
Andrea, dude, I could.
is the approach, and then I stop because otherwise we do the second, the seven,
This
and this is the approach that we use, the coach and everything, but not just in football, on those sport. This is the approach that we use for the last 6 years. If you want to improve something, I put the focus on what you miss, and you start to work on what you miss. But now the chances that they show us what's happened, that I'm say if I'm lot of focus on what I miss, I start to miss what's good,
Oh,
what can do good. So they change complete. Now they change. I hope that they're going faster. Now put the focus on what you are good, and give a task just a little bit more hard on the normal one. I will use what I miss, what I need to learn to fill up this kind of gap.
wow.
But the focus must be on what I'm good.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
it.
Man, I've just taken so many notes, Andrea, because honestly, you've just clarified something so crystal clear in my head now. Basically, you're training them with that old method, the old school style, like getting them, bringing down the enthusiasm. You're training those players to suppress their emotions. Like that's what you're doing. You're suppressing the emotion. And in the end, they're just like, they don't have the emotions when you're giving them the speech. They don't feel anything because you suppress them. Enthusiasm, happiness, joy. You said that this takes the focus off, man. I think it's totally opposite because when I feel enthusiasm, joy, happiness, I'm completely in the moment. I'm living everything with such emotion. Whereas when I'm in a bad situation, I disassociate. I try to get out of my body. I try to leave my body because I do not want to be there in that situation. Bro? It's like,
It's true. It's true.
ah,
And if you create an environment when the people feel enthusiasm, there is a very good mood, and the people they are not I would say they are not fear
yeah.
to say something, to laugh. What's happened? They start to find a better solution,
Wow, good.
because this one is something that the coach and the leader must to understand. The leader is not a person that don't have doubt, or he knows everything.
Of course.
It's bullshit. But ask to the player, what do you think? How we can solve this? The people start to associate. If I do this question, I start to lose leadership. No, it's the wrong one. If you start to ask to the player or your coaching staff, what do you think? What we can solve it? And they start to tell you the idea, and maybe a better idea of you. But if you create an environment when no one can smile, no one can enjoy, no one can say, coach, but I want to ask, but maybe we can do it because no, I know everything. This is prehistoric. Doesn't work.
It's true. And what we was talking about before, man, with Ancelotti, right? In the book, he said he goes to his key players and he asks them, like, what do you think we should do in this situation? And he actually here in Madrid, like, he got like a lot of criticism because the cameras caught him actually asking the players, like I think it was Cruz talking to Tony Cruz, like, what do you think we should do? And like,
It's true. Tony Kroos.
he should know everything. What do you mean he's asking the player? It's like, come on, man. Like the players get a sense of ownership. If they take part in the decision making, then they will follow through with that decision so much more than if you tell them to do it. Like, it's crazy that, some people just don't understand this, but mate, you understand it so well, Andrea. This is fantastic, this talk, brother. Oh my God. Okay. Before we finish today, Andrea, every guest now nominates another coach, normally a Spanish speaking coach who has worked internationally or used English in football environments. Okay. Would you like to nominate a coach to come on to the next podcast?
Yes. I think that you would like interview these guys because he work with me in Malta. He's a match analyst. He's a very good guy. He's work for the national team of now. He's work in Malta. He's work in USA. He's work with the national team with Wales because he's come from Wales, and now he's working in Saudi.
Wow.
Uh, the name is Dominic Mahoney. I'll send you. I'll
Thank
send you. I'll send you his contact because he's a good guy. He worked for me. He started to work with me because the first time in Malta, I need a guys for the match analyst.
Wow.
And I remember I talked with this guy that he was with the under 14, 15. It was so good. I saw something good. I start to empowerment him, and then he worked with me. And he's amazing guys. He's amazing professional guys. He knows a lot, and now he's doing a great career.
Wow. And he has many, obviously, he has a lot of stories because he's been to so many places. Like, yeah, you can't go to these places and not have great anecdotes. It's impossible. So thank you so much, Andrea. This has been a fantastic conversation, man. We went far beyond football tactics today. We talked about leadership, your resilience with the injuries and that whole period, communication, identity, what it really means to help people to perform at their best, right? Like, there were so many good things here. I'm going to listen to this again. And I suggest anybody listening to this to listen to this one again. I think coaches, players, and leaders in any industry, not just football, will really take something valuable from the conversation we've had today, man. So thank you so much for joining today, Andrea, man. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure, mate. And for everyone else listening, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Share the episode with someone who loves football or just needs to hear what we've heard today, guys, about people, psychology, leadership, all of these topics we've covered today. And I will see you in the next episode of From Football to Football. Bye for now.